Hello and welcome to my trapsin guide. This is a full trapsin guide. I will first go over the stats. You want enough strength just to wear the items. You don't want any dexterity at all. This is a softcore build, so you don't go for max block. Then you put the rest into vitality and nothing into energy. You can't really get any defense as this build. It's kinda like a sorceress. Mana is, yeah, you don't have to worry about mana. And then you want to get at least some resistance, even if you're going to cap with Fade. So I can just quickly show if I had it properly binded. Fade helps a lot on capping resistance. Now for the gear, you want to use Mage Feast, just cause Mage Feast are overall some good caster gloves. It helps on a lot of things. 2 Stone of Jordans for more damage, and a rock belt. Sandstorm tracks, you could use other boots, but I like this one. Try to get it with better stats than mine, maybe ethereal if you can afford it. And Enigma, pretty standard. You want to be able to teleport so you can move your merc around. I'll get to that later. Harlequin crest and a Mars kaleidoscope. I suck at the Harlequin crest with a room, but you could also go with other rooms like a lightning facet duel for more damage. Now for the weapons, you could go just with some standard Harto and the Spirit Shield, but if you want some really good weapons, you need to spend a lot of wealth. I mean, these weapons can cost anywhere between like 5 to say 50 high runes, something insane like that. I got lucky with these two and only spent about 20-30 high runes in total for both. Now the first one has increased attack speed and a duel inside it to give it faster hit recovery and 15 all resist. Now that's a pretty expensive duel, and it helps a lot because the 7 faster hit recovery gives me a new what's it called, frame. So it's kinda better than an all resist and an attack speed duel. And the other wafer is a one with 3 to all, 3 to trap, and 3 to lightning sentry, while the other one just gives me 2 to assassin and then some attack speed and then 3 to lightning mastery. Now for the attack speed, you have to get some attack speed on an assassin. It helps a lot on the cast frame for traps, since frames are not as spells, so faster cast rate doesn't really help. And that's pretty much the gear. Now I'll just show the duels quick. You want some life small charms, try to maybe get other stats on those, and then just trap skills, nothing really special there. And torch and an Anelius. Now for the merc, now that's a very important part. You want some good survival items, you could say, on your merc. I went with a gaze and an ethereal shaft up. Now with these two items I have a lot of damage reduction. And for the last part, infinity. You have to wear an infinity on this character. It helps break lightning immunes. And as you're playing around, you're telebombing 2 mobs that are lightning immunes, or pretty much all mobs. And then just wait like half a second to 1 second, and the lightning immunes goes away, and you do a lot of damage. Yeah, you could also go with a Hotu, as I mentioned before, if you can't afford the traps claws. And then just take a spirit shield. And then you also want a decent call to arms. Anyways, now I will go clear a pretty fast chaos run. I'm hoping to do this in about 3 minutes, but if it's maybe a little slower, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm just gonna clear out these things first. Now, as you can see, the lightning moons goes away. Not the one at the bottom here, but the front one was. The range on Infinity is not really long, so you have to teleport onto the mobs. First I will just buff. Now for this run I will go with, let's see, I will go with, yeah, I think I'll try Fate just to kind of showcase that I can also take a lot of damage. So let's clock this time and going. Now as you can see, my mana problem is near non-existent. Do take quite a bit of damage there, and so did my Merc. I hope he's not gonna die now. I will actually just give him a potion. Oh no, he died there. Yeah, that's the problem. Even if I have a lot of survival on my Merc, he can die, and that can mess up a lot. And then you have to get him again. Okay, moving on. One good thing about telebombing is also that you kind of make your Merc stay more alive, because you can get him out of harm's way. That is definitely an important thing. Now you should also be using Death Trap, or what's it called, Death Center, yeah. But for this showcase on just player 1, the mobs die pretty fast even with no Death Sentry on. As you can see, I can pretty much just drop the traps and then start moving towards a new target. Lord Disease is lightning immune, still even with Infinity Pocket, so my Merc have to do the killing. But I also have a Firebomb that can do some damage. It's not a lot, but it works. Now, as you can see, my Merc actually managed to die there as well. This is a big surprise. Usually, he actually never dies. Of course, he dies when I'm showcasing this for a guide and clocking the time. Yeah, it's gonna be a slow clear, this one, sadly. That is just the way it goes when you're filming, of course. And now just the last one. Good. And now we can see some boss damage. It's pretty fast. It's not the best boss killer in the game, but it goes quite good. And he's dead. And that's pretty much the build. I can also just quickly showcase the stats, but it's pretty simple. You just put one in stats, 1 point into all this, and then just max the traps. Didn't really want to show it before, it's just so simple this build, but there you go. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope you liked the guide. Goodbye.